Alright, guys, we are back yet again, and we are finally going to be reviewing Nosferatu, the 2024, I would say, readaptation of this tale of vampirism. Now, this movie was interesting. I'm going to say that. It is very interesting. I will say this also, if you guys have not seen this film, then definitely go check it out. But if you have seen this film, what do you guys think? Now, I will say this overall. If you guys have seen the original Nosferatu, okay, cool. If you saw Bram Stoker's Dracula, the one that was made in 92, I believe, there is a lot of, I would say, inspiration from that film that is put in this film. And again, you can kind of compare and contrast a little bit, but the entirety of the movie is where you have Nicholas Hoult, who plays as Thomas Hutter, who is married to Lily Rose Depp's character, Ellen Hunter, who they get married, and he's sent off to this unknown place, which I'm assuming is Romania, and he is going to be doing some business for the Count Orlok, who's played by Bill Skarsgård, who, again, I'm just going to say this, aside from all these characters, the actors did a great job portraying these characters, and I'm going to get into that here in a second, but he goes to, by I would say by financing or whatever. So it's going to be a 6 week journey. Ellen does not want him to go because she's been having a lot of these dreams for however many years, and she's worried. And he's like, "No, everything's going to be fine." But he makes this journey, and it's a very quick journey by the way that they progress it. But again, you don't have to see every detail of him going to like this port, or this place to stay the night or whatever. But he goes in this town and he starts seeing different things of one's bringing up vampires and Nosferatu and doing these weird rituals, and then he meets the Count, and it's just very highly intense. And he comes across where Count Orlok is being very what was the word I'm looking for? Not only intelligent but also very mysterious and very calculated on what he wants to do. So he has him sign whatever he has to sign, and then once he finally realizes that Orlok is this unknown monster, he tries to escape and he's unable to. But he also knows that he's been being fed on almost every other day because he sees a couple marks on him, and he sees another one while Ellen is going through this as well. Now he also has Ellen being with Aaron Taylor Johnson's character, Fredericks, who is a port man. He has a lot of money. He has two children. He has a wife. He has another child on the way, and they're having to deal with her with all her schizophrenia, paranormal issues, possible possession is what they're all thinking. And so they get a doctor in this, and the doctor insists that he goes to his former mentor, who's played by William Dafoe, Dr. Albin. Now, again, he did a fantastic job. William Dafoe really embraced this character. I will definitely say that. He really brought the attention to the screen of knowing possibly what was going to happen, because he analyzes Alan and he notices something's going on, and he says, yeah, everyone needs to prepare themselves because something's going on. This darkness is upon us. And when Thomas finally leaves and is able to escape, he's found by this, I would say, this convent of these women of the cloth, who are very holy, and they're able to protect him for, I would say, a couple nights. And then once he realizes that Alan's in danger, he makes a journey back home to England. And as soon as he does that, it's like it didn't take long for him to get back. I mean, again, I understand the hasteness of it. He probably never stopped or something. I don't know. But he finally gets back, and Ellen has been just a total wreck. And he finally tells her that she's in danger, and she already knows this, and that there's this monster that is on the way. And while this is going on, you have his boss, who was very loyal to Count Orlok while he's making this journey. And we do see where Orlok does, I would say, eliminate the crew from, I would say, almost like for the voyage or whatever that was for Dracula, pretty much same deal. And then as soon as he lands on England soil, he just has all these rats going and causes a plague, and it just causes a lot of issues. And when Thomas's friend kicks him and Ellen out, they have to go back home. And then it causes more issues to where Ellen knows that these people are going to be in danger if they don't do something, but her friend has already been attacked by these rats, and she's now possibly becoming infected with something. She does lose her life, as well as um, their friend's children, because Orlok shows up again and just eradicates them. He just eradicates them, and it doesn't really go into what you would think a vampire would do other than just feeding and just ripping them apart, but he kind of does that and he kind of doesn't, and then he goes after the wife, and then it skips to like their funerals, and Aaron Taylor Johnson's character is just beyond distraught and full of anger, relinquish everything, and then he somehow dies, and I can't remember like how he dies. I mean, I was like, okay, he dies, and they come up with this plan to take out down Orlok. Of okay, we're going to find where he sleeps at night and pretty much do the same thing, destroy him or destroy his burial, so that way he will not be able to return to his soil to sleep. And of course, William Dafoe's character goes to Ellen and informs her that she's going to have to embrace her darkness so that way she can face off against this entity. And she does. She pretty much gives herself up to this entity and allows the entity to not only pretty much, I would say, do their own weird vows and sleep together. And he feeds on her and he dies by, I would say, the over draining her blood, and I guess because he was so infatuated with her, but again, it doesn't really show the infatuation, other than he was just after her for either her blood or for the connection that they have, that they really didn't go into too much detail on. And he dies right in front on her, and she dies along on him, and that's pretty much how the movie ends. And Thomas is beyond distraught, and they all knew what she was going to do because it was up to her to do it. Now, again, it just didn't seem like no matter what they were doing was gonna matter. Like we already knew what was gonna happen. Like it was gonna, like she was either gonna get turned or she was going to whatever. Now again, there was no indication of anybody turning in this film. I will say that Bill Skarsgård did a great job playing Count Orlok, of a very menacing, very disgusting, ugly creature, and he did a good job of that. I mean, again, he's done roles like this before, but it made me feel like the character was not as dangerous as what they proclaimed him to be. Yes, he was dangerous, but it was one of those where you felt like he could not be killed, because all he did was he killed what, like maybe 4 or 5 people on screen that we know of, but other than that, it could have been 10 times a little bit more intriguing. I think Lily Rose Depp, she did an amazing job with this character. I mean, she bringing from, I would say, the beauty of her to the schizophrenia, to the nightmares, to the connection of Nosferatu, of what she was so scared of, and how she was beyond, like, okay, what do I do? Do I just give in to this unknown entity? What exactly do I do? And I think she did a good job with this character. I think she did a good job at portraying what this character was going to go through, and what this character did, from showing Mount's love scenes to the darkness and the calmness of a woman during that era, and then also showing her concern for her husband and her friends and her community, and trying to do the right thing. So again, I just felt like that this movie was almost all over the place, and I did enjoy myself, but at the same time, I felt like this movie could have been just a little bit better. I thought it could have been a little bit more darker. I thought it could have been a little bit more sinister. And again, I know that Nosferatu is supposed to be a really intense movie of, you kind of know what's going to happen, but at the same time, you don't know what's going to happen. But overall, I think this movie does deserve to be seen. But would I say it is the best movie to ever come out, or would I say it's the best movie to ever really be made? I would say no. It really did feel like that they were pacing it just a little too fast. I felt like there was times when it was pacing just fine. It kept me invested. But at the same time, there was some stuff in the story I felt like it just kind of was there to progress the story, or to even give the characters a supposable chance when there wasn't no chance to actually be shown. But Again, that is just my own opinion of the film. But guys, what do you think of this film? Is it worth it? Is it a good film? Is it a bad film? And were you guys pleased with the ending? Were you guys not pleased with the ending? Or were you pleased with the movie at all? Let me know what your thoughts are about this down in the comments. If you guys did enjoy the movie, let me know. If you guys did not, that's fine too. Either way, what are your thoughts on it? Let me know about it down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I'll see you as always on the next one.